Ladies and gentlemen, we here at Maritime Wrestletime apologize for the delay, but welcome all of you to this ninth episode of the Maritime Wrestletime podcast. That's right, the best source of wrestling news, whether it be WWE, AEW, NXT, or anything else interesting that happens in the world. Guys, how are we feeling today?
Feeling good.
Feeling good. Should we specify why it's been so long?
Mainly just errors due to COVID and YouTube deleting one of the episodes that I kept trying to upload. Still trying to figure out why. But yeah, technology is very hard sometimes.
I agree. Before we start the podcast, Alex, I think we do have to announce something, though. I think because we filmed it today for the first time. I think we should probably announce that we are coming up with a new YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
Did you say?
Pregnant.
No, nobody's pregnant, no. Yes, that's correct. Mm-hmm. Me, Alex, and Pat are working on a new show. We are going to release the first episode very soon. The name of the show so far is called Draft Bash. It does seem like we will be releasing the first episode of that very soon. If you like WWE drafts, sports draft, and eventually probably more other type of games, game shows or ideas like that, please go check us out. If by the time that this release, if we do not have the first episode uploaded, don't worry, it is coming. And I'm really excited for that project. So hopefully you guys can follow us there.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Hopefully, if you like drafts and you like WWE, you'll definitely like that. And especially other game shows too. I mean, we just did the first episode and we all seem like we love doing it. It's fun. So hopefully, go check us out.
Yeah. So, today's rundown will be kind of short. There wasn't much that happened this week. Still a couple things that we will talk about though. We will go over Smackdown and Raw very briefly, then onto NXT, AEW, then finally bad booking will be done by me, and the creative team corner this week will be done by Zach. So, do we just go into it, guys?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. So SmackDown, development in the female team for Survivor Series, Liv Morgan joins. Honestly, I was surprised. I didn't think that she would be the last member. I think that's the last member for the female team.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna shock us. I think there's still two females not announced for Survivor Series.
Yeah, I think it's because it's Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and I think yeah.
Yeah. So whoever the last two, I think they're gonna shock us some way. I think if I really want to see it, this is probably not gonna happen. But doesn't it seem like the perfect match for Rhea Ripley to just join SmackDown and kick everybody's ass?
I think that would be great. I think it's the perfect timing. We've talked about how there's problems with the female division right now anyways. So strengthening it up, definitely something that could help them.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Next up,
did you guys have a prediction on who the other two girls would be? I don't know, I was guessing Bayley and Natalia maybe, or Billie Kay or someone like that. I think Billie Kay would be the right one just because you can get the Billie Kay Peyton Royce showdown.
Yeah, that'd be. Well, we don't know. Well, do we know for sure if Peyton Royce and?
Yeah, well, the Raw team changed to Peyton Royce, Lacey Evans are in, and Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose are out now.
So I don't know why they would do that. I understand where talent wise, they should have done that from the start. I don't think. I don't think Mandy Rose or Dana Brooke should have been in there in the first place. But
Mandy Rose got hurt. That's why they changed it.
Oh, okay.
Nia Jax, shocker, right?
Yeah, really.
Wow.
Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah. Next up, we had a really interesting match between Sami Zayn and Apollo Crews.
Sammy won by putting Apollo's
his
foot in the ring, right?
Yeah, he put it in the ring
Yeah.
and then it was a count out.
Classic Sammy.
He's really playing into this heel gimmick that wins with really creative finishes, I guess, which I really like. It suits him.
I love it.
Absolutely.
And so, I don't know if we're going to be talking about Survivor Series in this episode as well, the predictions for this Sunday, but do you think Sami Zayn has even a chance of winning against Bobby Lashley? If he does the exact same thing, or do you think they're just going to hype up do you think he's just going to absolutely crush Sami Zayn because of the whole Hurt Business?
Oh, I think Sami Zayn's got about 0% chance of winning this match at Survivor Series.
Well, let's save that for the Survivor Series talk for now.
Sure.
But it's gonna be an interesting conversation. That's
So moving on to the last segment, or it wasn't the last segment. Sorry, the next segment, which is Carmella attacking Sasha Banks.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big thing.
I personally didn't think Carmella was going to be the next one to go for the title. Do you guys think this is the right decision, or should they have continued the Bayley storyline a bit?
I think no, they needed to burn the Bayley storyline. I think that was going on for a bit, but it wouldn't be a problem for me to see it back at WrestleMania or something like that because the match would be that much better. But you have to push some female stars. Some female stars have to be pushed, and Carmella was pushed a little bit, and now she's being pushed again. Sure, why not? I mean, would there be somebody else right now that had a little bit of legitimacy put against Sasha?
Probably not right now because of Survivor Series, but because there's already pretty much all the ones that they have right now are just all the good ones at the 5v5. Yeah, I don't really know that who you would put against them. Like right now, I don't think you would like you say all the time. Like the female is just so there's just not enough. Like the talent is just not there, and I do believe that they should bring up, like you said, Rhea Ripley or somebody from NXT just to give that spark. But I can't really see anybody against Sasha right now. But if you want to push somebody, you might as well just push Carmella since they did this whole other gimmick with her. But
yeah, I think my biggest worry is that Carmella ends up wrestling how she did before, which I was not a big fan of. So I'm just hoping we're gonna see something new, I guess, some better in-ring ability.
I like her finisher now. I like the X-Pac finisher. I think
it's pretty good.
Something new, and not just that, but it's not a super kick. The super kicks to me, I mean, as much as they are effective for Shawn Michaels and the Young Bucks, they can't be everybody's finisher. Some people just need to use it as a regular move at one point.
Yeah, I know Dolph Ziggler kind of like put it into his like signatures.
But I definitely agree.
And I know the Usos use it too, but
the Usos don't really use it as their finisher. The Usos is more
but they use it as their like signature move because as soon as they do the super kick, they'll go up on the top rope and then do their splash. But
yeah. Fair enough.
We'll see, I guess. But Carmella's big thing is going to be besides her finisher. How can she work?
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see.
Moving on to Raw now. Only two things I really want to talk about on Raw. The first one is Drew McIntyre beating Randy Orton to become champion again. Zach, we know how fond you are of Randy Orton. How do you feel about this?
I'm mad, obviously. No, but it's just I think there was the way of getting themselves out of the corner that they were in. I think like if you put the belt on Drew McIntyre was like the face of Raw right now, I think it's good for Survivor Series. The only thing that I'm not sure about was like now one of these guys is going to look weak from this loss. Either it's Roman or it's Drew.
Yeah,
It's two big guys who need to win this match to legitimize what they do on their own brands. Now, like one of them is going to lose, and it's going to stop a push of some kind. See, if Randy would have been in there instead of Drew, it would have been obvious that Roman would have won, and doesn't take away from Randy because Randy looks like he would lose to Roman Reigns, right? The thing I like about it is it's no longer heel versus heel. Mm-hmm. It's clearly a face, Drew McIntyre, and it's a heel in Roman Reigns. I'm excited for the match, don't get me wrong. I'm not excited to see who goes down and loses, because how do you recover from a loss like that? Like, especially if you're a champion. Like, does Miz cash in to save it? Maybe. Does Randy Orton screw up someone, then Miz cashes in? Maybe. But we gotta wait and see, I guess. So yeah, that's how I feel.
I mean, I definitely see how you like see that too. Like whoever loses, but the thing is, I don't think they're just gonna lose like a regular match. I think it's either gonna be Jey Uso coming in, give him a couple super kicks, like like teach him, like like Roman always says to him, like make him understand. Kind of one of those things where Jey Uso comes out and it's either disqualification or ref's not looking, or the ref gets hit in the face and then he's down for about 30 minutes. So it could be that way, or I do agree where Miz comes out, can kind of distract Drew, and then Drew gets speared by Roman twice, gets pinned, and then the Miz cashes in, and then it goes from there. But I guess
we'll have this feeling that Miz is going to cash in like no time. Is that weird? Think?
Yeah. Because Otis was just saving it. We didn't really know. We had that one thing where he teamed up with Drew, and then he kind of like pretended he was going to cash in, and then that was the it. Like he just stopped, and then the Miz came in and tried to just stole it. So
yeah, I don't know. It's weird booking, but plus like making Randy win it with Hell in a Cell and then making him lose like so fast. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the weird part for me. I thought that the title reign was obviously way too short, but like I understand why they would rather make it Drew versus Roman rather than Randy versus Roman.
Yeah, but yeah, I understand that part, and I understand heel versus face on that part, but it's still weird to me that Randy was only champion for like 2-3 weeks.
I'd also just like to mention that Drew McIntyre's entrance was absolutely amazing.
It kind of just felt like Randy was going to lose because Drew was on SmackDown. Then he drops the sword in the friggin' ramp. Like, a little bit predictable there, WWE. Just a little bit.
But they're always predictable.
A bit more so now.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
The older I get, the more I realize how predictable WWE can be.
I think they're being more predictable because I feel like, I don't know, since COVID kind of like hit, it's kind of been like, you could tell that it's kind of been very obvious. Like before COVID, you could like kind of tell when they had fans. You could tell like it was obvious a little bit, but you could have that little like moment of, oh my gosh, like, oh my God, like, no way he just did that, or no way this happened, blah, blah, blah. And I think they're trying very hard to get that, but it's just not working out. But
yep, very true, very true. We will move on now to the last thing that we have to say about Raw, which is going to be a match that I wasn't expecting to be as good as it was. The New Day versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, that was really good.
Did you not expect it was going to be that good? Really?
Not that good. I knew it was going to be good, but not that.
Yeah.
Good. I really like that match.
They impressed me. Cedric, especially Cedric Alexander, is impressing me more and more every time he. Like, I know he was good, but I didn't know he could team up with Shelton Benjamin and be like have that chemistry with them. Like, it's like they've been tagging for years. Like, it just has that click with them.
Yeah, there was a point where it was like Kofi and Shelton in the match, and their like 1v1 was very, very solid, very technical. I liked it a lot. I want to see more of this, if I'm being honest. Like, I think Shelton and
Cedric they definitely will
could do very well trying to go for a title run.
I was very scared. I thought Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander were gonna win. I swear when Shelton Benjamin did his finisher after like Cedric Alexander kicked him in the mouth or whatever it was, he did his finisher and then he put him down. He was pinned him. I was like, oh my gosh, this is it right here. They're gonna lose their championship, but he kicked out. So
it's gonna happen. I think they're gonna win eventually. But so I think you have to have this New Day versus Street Profit match first, right?
Yes. But do you think that, like, let's say next pay-per-view, there's a possibility of us seeing New Day versus Hurt Business?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, definitely. To have a match like that, but like the pay-per-view, definitely.
Nice.
A TLC match, like, well, I guess if they did a tables match, then it would kind of be like the Cesaro and Shinsuke. I feel like if they did do that, but
I feel like they could do it differently, but I get what you mean, yeah.
It'd be interesting to see what they even do with Cesaro and Cesaro and Shinsuke, sorry.
Yeah, really.
There's a rumor going around as well, before we go on to the next thing, that the next feud for Drew McIntyre will be Sheamus.
Yeah, I could see it because he's being very nice to him right now because they're friends.
Yeah.
Like when they go back and in the scene with Drew and Sheamus, every time they talk to each other, Sheamus just becomes a brand new person, like brand new like face Sheamus, like. And then I'm kind of just like, he's talking about his mom, and I'm like, what is going on right now? And then he comes out in the ring completely different, like face serious than ever. And then I was like, oh, okay, well,
this is the new guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be down to see it. I mean, it's going to be a good. If that happens, it's going to be a good match regardless.
How do you book Randy Orton next after he lost? What do you do with him?
I don't know. Edge, wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, Edge could like attack him or whatever. Well, when he gets back from his injury.
Yeah, well, that's something for another day. Right now, I think that Sheamus versus Drew would make sense. I don't know who Randy could face next. Really up in the air for me. But I'm gonna hope that he steals Miz's Money in the Bank briefcase, and we'll go from there.
Fair enough. In that case, we will move on to NXT.
New champion.
Would you like to announce it, Zach?
It's Leon Ruff, baby.
Leon Ruff has defeated Johnny Gargano twice so far.
That's crazy.
I like the storyline. I don't know. It keeps me intrigued because I always think that Leon Ruff is going to lose the belt somehow, and like I'm intrigued to see how it's going to happen. So,
do you think?
Kudos to NXT to giving the James Ellsworth of NXT a championship.
Do you think that they push Johnny Gargano to be that last spot on Survivor Series?
Oh, Johnny Gargano.
Definitely not.
Would you be surprised though, or?
I mean, yes, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, I'd be really surprised. On SmackDown, I don't know. There's another guy that has to be on SmackDown, right?
I'm thinking Dominic, but
I was thinking Big E. I thought Big E would make more sense.
Yeah, Big E. We haven't seen Big E in a match in what, like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, but that's what
he's been playing cards in the back.
He's playing with MVP. No, I don't know.
Yeah, so question to you guys. I was thinking, like, with this storyline, they're gonna make it so Johnny Gargano is just gonna keep losing, and then obviously Damian Priest is gonna try to regain his title. Do you think they make him lose too?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think it would be the funnier booking, but I'm not sure if it's the better booking.
I think we got to wait and see with that one as well. But I think the way that they're booking it right now is fine.
Yep, that's fair. And the other thing for NXT is they announced a War Games match.
Oh yeah.
Which is gonna be Pat's stable of men versus the Undisputed Era.
How many War Games matches has the Undisputed Era done now? Like three?
Yeah,
Four?
I think this will be their third.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And like, doesn't it just seem like they're all injured right now? Because O'Reilly got hurt versus Balor, and Adam Cole was out for a little bit too. So if they're coming back for War Games, boys, that's gonna be crazy.
I'm very excited for this match.
Definitely, I'm excited to see what Pat McAfee's gonna do. Shout out Pat McAfee, favorite wrestler in the business.
He was really good. Yeah. So that's it for NXT. We will now be moving on to Zach with All Elite Wrestling.
I mean, obviously, we had the pay-per-view not too long ago. We already talked about it, but unfortunately, we couldn't release it. But lately in AEW, we had a return. We have Pac, who is back, former Neville from WWE. Just another guy that they can bring in and wrestle whoever they want, and he'll just be a good wrestler. And we also have the signing of Matt Sydal, formerly Evan Bourne. Excited to see Matt Sydal in AEW, Alex?
Very. I mean, if his debut was anything, no, I think he's much better than what we saw in his debut match. Obviously, that just goes to show that even professionals can screw up sometimes. It happens.
Wouldn't that be a great match, Pat versus Matt Sydal?
Oh, that'd be amazing match. I would love to see that.
Obviously, we like I said, we already talked about the AEW stuff in other videos that unfortunately will not be able to release. But really excited to see Kenny Omega being the cleaner again. Jon Moxley, I don't know if you guys caught this, but his wife is pregnant. Renee Young is pregnant.
Oh wow, really?
Wow.
So they're going to be having a baby. And just going to keep an eye on All Elite Wrestling for now and see how everything goes.
Absolutely. So we are already moving on to everyone's favorite and least favorite time, bad booking segment.
That's your thing.
That's my thing. This week's bad booking segment goes on a bit with what I talked about last week, but obviously you guys didn't get to see that. Which is the whole Rey Mysterio segment just feeling very theatrical, and just really not authentic. It's over the top, and it doesn't need to be. And now they have the whole Buddy Murphy has the acceptance from the father angle, and it's just I don't get this. Last week they were trying to basically kill him, and then this week they're like, "Yes, I approve of you, my son."
My son.
Like what? What happened in that 1 week that I missed?
Well, it's probably because he just turned his back and he won the match for Rey Mysterio, and that's what WWE thinks that you need to get an acceptance from somebody. So
of course, next week we're gonna be seeing the segment where they're all sitting at the dinner table and Buddy Murphy shows up late with flowers. I'm calling it right now. It's gonna happen.
Heart chocolate and there's a few hearts chocolate.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Oh my god,
it's gonna happen.
That's really funny. That is really, really funny.
But yeah, I'm just like, I'm tired of seeing it. I wanna see the story have a conclusion. I wanna see this go somewhere, and I wanna see development from from Ray and
Wasn't
Dom.
that their conclusion? Like, didn't Seth go in the back? He's like, I don't want to see Rey Mysterio's face again. Like, that's pretty much what their conclusion was. And then he's like, I want Buddy Murphy. Like,
I just feel like they're gonna keep going on and on with it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's WWE and they always do this stuff. But yeah, that was my bad booking segment.
Alex?
Yes.
You there?
Oh.
Okay. Sorry. I was gonna make a point there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just the fact that, like, I know how WWE books stuff, and sometimes it's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be the right thing for WWE to do? Well, it's not the right thing, but it's going to be the weird thing. But do you think, like, because tomorrow is the match of Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins?
Yes.
So do you think that Dominic is going to attack Buddy Murphy and be Seth Rollins' new disciple?
I think it'd be an interesting angle to go with. I don't know if that's what they're gonna do though.
It just sounds like something WWE is going to do, because you expect them to, like, be against each other, and then
okay. My only reason for me saying that they won't do that is because of how painfully obvious they've made everything happen so far. We would have seen some kind of backstage segment with, like, Seth talking to Dom or something and being like, you know, you could join me, and then Dom being like, I'll never join you, and then Seth being like, oh, you can consider it, because they do that shit all the time.
Yeah, they do.
They didn't do it this time, so I'm like, okay, maybe not.
Yeah. Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with the bad booking. It's time to. Well, it's kind of like the Bailey and Sasha Banks thing. You know, you just kind of want to see it move on and let other people. It's time.
Exactly. So yeah, that was my bad booking segment. We move on to Zach with Creative Team Corner.
All right. So in the mid 2000s, there was an angle. It was kind of botched because they suspended the guy that it was supposed to be, but and then they fixed it with Hornswoggle. That should tell you enough of how bad that idea was. But
okay.
Not their fault.
Okay.
But you know, had to suspend the other guy, and it made Hornswoggle's McMahon. The illegitimate son of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. So my question to you guys is, say if Kennedy was actually supposed to be Mr. McMahon's son and he did get suspended, how would you have gotten out of it? And more importantly, why Hornswoggle?
That's
honestly, I don't even think I have a I don't even think I have an answer for that. Honestly, that's what I wanted to say. Like, it's just so weird. You know what I mean? It's like when you have to suspend a guy, you have to. Okay, it's not like, I understand where maybe after they did the story they could have suspended him, but I'm glad that WWE said no, like, get out of here, like, they take it seriously. But the whole Hornswoggle thing, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't even have an answer to that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I understand that they didn't have Jason Jordan at the time. But, like, Hornswoggle is to Vince McMahon what Jason Jordan is to Kurt Angle. It just doesn't fit. Like, there's something missing there.
Who would you have booked as a legitimate son? Say Kennedy was still suspended. Think about the roster back then, because you know, there's a few guys that could have worked. I always thought.
I have someone in mind. It's kind of a stretch. You basically turn it into a comedy segment with it being the entirety of the Spirit Squad.
Oh yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you explain that, but
somebody said that it should have been Punk.
See, Punk, like
if that
I
happened,
get that, yeah.
Like that at the time, you have to remember Punk was in ECW, and he was getting moved around Raw a little bit and trying to win the heavyweight championship with the briefcase. But I don't know. I feel like it was hard for them to it out of the corner because with Kennedy, it could have easily been like, well, the name of Vince McMahon is Vincent Kennedy McMahon, so he could have changed his name to just Mr. Kennedy and just like had an actual name that was somewhat to do with like Mr. McMahon or something. I don't know. It's just I feel like they took the easy way out, which was make it Hornswoggle, and I just don't understand why they would do that.
See, I don't know why they wouldn't just scrap the idea. Like, once you suspend Kennedy, just scrap the idea. There's no reason to keep going with that angle. Because it works well with Kennedy, but it doesn't really work with anyone else as well.
Yeah. I mean, they've been in Raw Underground, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Make him face Dabba-Kato.
Dabba-Kato is Vince's son.
Dabba-Kato is Vince's son. We solved the mystery.
Kato sounds like... Oh, why didn't I put Dabba-Kato? I should have put Dabba-Kato in the yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just something I thought of because, like, I imagine, like, the backstage area would have been just frantic. Like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Mm-hmm.
They took the, Hornswoggle thing. And it's actually a funny story about that because if you watch back the video of that, Sandman, drunk probably, but was there, and he stayed there for like the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was supposed to be gone backstage like way before he stayed, and everybody was laughing apparently backstage. So if you guys ever have a chance to watch that Vince's illegitimate son angle, check it out.
Yeah, so that was CTC. We will now move on to our predictions for Survivor Series.
Ooh, I forgot about
that. So there are 6 matches announced right now. 2 5-on-5 matches and then 4 title matches. We will go through them each. So starting with Team Raw versus Team SmackDown for the men's. I'll list off the names. So for the Team Raw, we have AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Matt Riddle. And then Team SmackDown, we have Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, King Corbin, Seth Rollins, and someone that is still to be determined. Who you guys got?
I have Raw. They're too strong to lose.
Patty?
I agree. They've been fighting all this time. There's going to have to be an upside to this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's going to have to be where they work together and they just absolutely destroy. And because, Vince, loves Raw, so.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. I'm going to go Team Raw as well. My reason is just because I can't see Keith Lee losing this.
Or Braun Strowman.
Or Braun, yeah. Like this.
Yeah. Or AJ,
because
honestly.
SmackDown doesn't have someone that they can have that's big enough to deal with Keith Lee or Braun.
Kevin Owens is going to get put through a table. Remember this.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's Raw across the board. Let's move on to the women's match for Raw versus SmackDown. Team Raw being Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Lana, Lacey Evans, and Peyton Royce versus...
Are you laughing at Lana like that?
Because she's going to go through a table.
And then win it.
And then Team SmackDown is Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and 2 more members that are to be determined tomorrow night. Who do you guys got?
I'm going to be excited.
It's kind of hard to predict, though, not knowing the 2 other members.
I'm going to take SmackDown.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to take SmackDown?
Yeah, just because
I was
Frig, Nia Jax are injuring everybody. Frig, Lana, because she sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, go SmackDown.
Patty?
I really want to pick Raw because I really think Lana is going to do it. But, it's like you have Bianca Belair, who you need to push. You have Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan, who you probably want to be the next big tag team, hopefully. Because, just to at least contend. Not to win it, but just at least to contend and have them. And the two, to be honest, is probably going to be Bailey and I don't know, probably somebody. I don't know who. I couldn't even tell you who. But I think I've got to go with SmackDown on this.
All right. I'm gonna go Team Raw. I'm fully invested in Team Lana. I think those tables don't know
Team
what's coming
Captain
for
Lana.
them. Yeah. Next match we have Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn. Who do you guys got?
I got Sami Zayn.
Go ahead, Zach.
Sami Zayn. Would you like to explain your choice?
I just think that there's a lot more character in Sami Zayn than there is Bobby Lashley. And I think he's gonna, be a possum and weasel his way into a victory.
Fair enough. Patty.
No, just because he beat Apollo Crews like that, and I was hoping that Apollo Crews maybe would have won, so you would have seen that Bobby Lashley kind of thing, like the kind of like comeback that I'm gonna beat you now, but they didn't. So I'm gonna have to go with Bobby Lashley. I don't think if they make Sami Zayn win against Bobby Lashley, who literally they're pushing to the moon, I don't know what to say. So I'm gonna go Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go Bobby Lashley, and I think my reasoning for it is they're gonna make Sami Zayn lose because of another member of Hurt Business, and then Sami's gonna complain about it on SmackDown because that's Sami's thing.
Mm-hmm.
He loses, but when he loses, it's because of some other reason that doesn't involve him losing. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Bobby Lashley on this one.
You guys are gonna look stupid.
I mean, Sami Zayn could win, but I feel like if the Hurt Business intervenes, Bobby Lashley has to win.
Yeah, probably.
Next up, match that might be match of the night: New Day versus Street Profits.
I don't know. Zach, you go first. I don't know.
I'm gonna take the Street Profits. I just think that the New Day don't have to be pushed much more. They're already pretty legit. The Street Profits are, a kind of team that needs that win, I guess, to be more legitimate.
Okay.
Street Profits.
Patty. If you need more time, I can go.
Yeah, can you go first before?
Sure.
I do?
I'm gonna take the New Day. My reasoning is because is just because they are, at least Kofi and Xavier are freshly back, and I feel like they need some kind of big win to cement themselves as still being strong. And it doesn't take away from Street Profits if they lose to the New Day, because it's still the New Day. Patty.
How do you pick there?
I think the thing is, I feel like Big E might interfere in a way. You know what I mean? He's just been so involved with the Street Profits that if he's not in the Survivor Series 5v5 match, you would have to have him at ringside or something. And
he's someone I didn't think of for the match.
Yeah, and I don't think he would turn. He wouldn't turn on the New Day. So WWE breaks a lot of tag teams, and when I mean a lot, I mean almost all of them. But I don't think Big E will do that to the New Day. So I'm gonna go New Day. I think they're just gonna cement themselves as being the best tag team in the company. So
fair enough.
Jesus, nobody going with my picks today? Jesus Christ.
We move on to the next match, being Asuka versus Sasha Banks. Who you guys got?
Yeah, it's Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks is just a new champ for now, and she needs a little bit more legitimacy, in my opinion. And I think, easier to get Sasha Banks over than Asuka, I think, because Asuka always keeps winning. So I think I'll take Sasha for this one.
Fair enough. Patty. Patty, are you there?
Yeah, yeah. I'm hard thinking right now.
Okay.
The thing is, like, it makes like I really want to go with Sasha because she's just lost to Asuka twice.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna go with Sasha here as well. Oh, but Bailey might interfere. No, I'm gonna go with Sasha. Final answer.
That was incorrect. The correct answer was Asuka. No, I'm also gonna go with Sasha Banks. Yeah, I just think making her lose 3 times to Asuka in a row kind of makes it seem like her being champion on SmackDown makes SmackDown the inferior brand by quite a lot.
Agreed.
So yeah, I think Sasha Banks is definitely the right choice here. And finally, the last match, Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. Zach, I'm gonna start off with you. Who you got and why?
I have Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I agree that Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns is more box office than Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Roman's character is the one that's growing more right now because I do think that Drew McIntyre, although he's become the face, Monday Night Raw, I do believe that Roman as this heel character needs a big win. I think that that's the only thing he doesn't have. So I think that this is the opportunity for Roman to get the big win.
Patty.
Yeah, I agree. I think Randy Orton will win. Oh wait, oh shoot, sorry Zach, didn't mean to.
Oh, fuck off, Pat.
No, I think it's gonna be Roman Reigns. I don't think there's any scenario that he won't win. I think Jay might. One good thing would be if Jay did turn on Roman and he kind of just kicked him in the mouth, and then Drew hit him with the Claymore. But I don't think after the whole situation with Drew and Jay, where Drew beat him, I think Jay will interfere in the match, but I think Roman will still come out the best champion out of both brands.
I just don't know how you make Roman lose. That's the problem.
I'm also going Roman.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, if Jey Uso intervenes, he wins. I think if I was actually thinking of the possibility of the Fiend being the one to come in and interrupt and attacking Drew.
But the Fiend isn't booked, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's not booked.
No.
So yeah, I was thinking maybe the Fiend would come, but in any scenario I think of in my head, Drew is losing and Roman is winning.
Yeah,
so definitely I have to go Roman. And yeah, that's it for the Survivor Series matches.
Oh. That was a lot faster than I thought it was going to be.
It was, yes. There's only 6 matches.
Yeah, because the 5-on-5 matches usually take like more than half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be good. I think it's going to be a really good Survivor Series, though.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have any predictions on what's going to happen with The Undertaker?
I think he's just going to come out and speak.
Yeah, I don't think if he does have a match or something, I don't know who to put it against unless it's like the Fiend. The Fiend might come out. Yeah, I don't know.
I just thought like instead of making the Fiend come out, you make the Undertaker do his whole speech, let him do everything, walks back up the ramp, and at the end you just hear "Let me in," and then that's it. That's the end of the segment.
The Fiend is just there, like just standing.
Like he did to John Cena when he wanted to fight him at WrestleMania,
something like that.
Yeah,
I think that would be good.
You made the Fiend beat the Undertaker at that point, I would think. Anyway,
no, the Undertaker stops there, Zach.
Do you think that they would wrestle good with each other?
Yes.
Undertaker has said that he wanted to have a match with the Fiend, so I'm assuming yes.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
He's gone on record and said they would do something good.
I think if the Undertaker has a match with the Fiend, I think that first of all, the right way to book it is if the Fiend wins, because
yes,
Undertaker needs to go out on his back like everybody else has. And
I don't think it's gonna happen. I think he's actually done. I don't think he's gonna have another match.
Yeah, but that's just us being fans and hoping that he wrestles again, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think you could if you do have a match at WrestleMania, I don't think you would want to ruin his record even more. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but at the same time, like, no. If you got to look at Undertaker's only loss at WrestleMania being really against Brock Lesnar.
I know. And
the Roman match wasn't good, and Undertaker will tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Undertaker can find a way to finish his career with a match that he like can enjoy to watch. I think the Fiend will give it to him, and I think like the Boneyard match was good, but he didn't go out on his back. So to me, like that's not regular, especially for a guy that gives so much to the business, right?
Do you know what I want to see? I want to see the American Badass Undertaker come out on his bike one last time.
honestly, I think I want to see the Dead Man, because we seen that last year, and I think I'd want to see like the one last Undertaker Dead Man, like, that big thing come out in the casket or something, like do that, all the smoke and all those people like standing with the torches like he did. I forget when, but
Put some motorbike in the casket.
Do you think Kane's gonna be there?
Yeah, I think if it's an actual farewell, yeah, Kane should be there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, that's all speculation because we don't know what's going to happen.
Yes.
So, guys, I think we should wrap it up for this episode. Do you guys have something else to say?
No, I think we're good.
Nope, I think we're good. Yeah.
All right, so guys, if you have, like we said earlier, we're sorry for the late release of our podcast. Hopefully this one releases well and we can be back on track. And also don't forget to check out our new show, Draft Bash. We talked about it before, and hopefully you guys enjoy it when we do release our first episode. If you want to follow us on Twitter at MWPodcast1. Our email is maritimewrestletime@gmail.com if you want to send us questions. Our YouTube, Maritime Wrestletime, and our Facebook, Maritime Wrestletime Podcast. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next week.